Good morning, everyone. Subcommittee will come to order. I'd like to thank you all for being here. Today, the Aviation Subcommittee is holding the fourth hearing in preparation for the FAA reauthorization. This hearing will examine our continuously changing aviation system, which evolves with the introduction and growth of new technologies, innovative business models, and non-traditional users. Before we begin, I want to encourage all stakeholders and members of the public to send your ideas, thoughts, and/or questions on innovation, on aviation industry, and FAA reauthorization to our dedicated email. It's transportfeedback@mail.house.gov. Transportfeedback@mail.house.gov. We've had a number of people who have emailed in, and it's helpful for us to know what's on your mind. Since the turn of the millennium, our aviation system has rapidly changed with the invention of new aviation technologies and new business ideas. For example, when Congress deregulated the airline industry in the late 1970s, the now familiar overnight delivery industry barely existed. The aviation industry of today is vastly different from what we saw even in the year 2000. 10 years from now, it will certainly look even a lot more different. The development of unmanned aircraft systems, or UAS, has been underway for more than a century, but only recently have UAS become widely and inexpensively available thanks to rapid advances in technology. The sheer volume of UAS now operating in national airspace, more than 750,000 units are registered, and they're just the ones that are registered, is redefining how aircraft operate in low-altitude airspace. Commercial space transportation has existed since 1989, but only in the last few years has it begun to evolve from a niche industry to a self-sustaining economic engine. Changes in the airline industry have altered the ways in which traveling public gets from point A to point B. While many of these changes have been for the better, some communities have seen service decline or disappear altogether. In the wake of these changes, new companies are beginning to emerge to fill the void and restore connectivity between regional communities. As many members of this subcommittee represent small communities in rural areas, I am sure new business models that can better connect their districts to the air transportation system will be of particular interest. Such new business models, which fill the gap, have the potential to greatly affect the aviation system of the future. Maintaining American leadership in aerospace is a top priority for this subcommittee. Let me repeat that. Keeping American leadership is a top priority. As we all know, we cannot rest on our laurels. The benefits of technological advancement and the cost of complacency are too great. Cooperation between industry and government is critical to maintaining the rapid pace of innovation necessary in aviation, and it is vital to building a 21st century infrastructure to support users, new technologies, and new innovations in how to deliver air services and connectivity. The witnesses on our panel today represent the hundreds of thousands of talented Americans who push the boundaries of aviation technology and innovation and make the system far better for everyone. I am extremely proud to represent thousands of individuals who work at the FAA's Technical Center, the flagship for the FAA, which plays a critical and important role in the partnership between government and industry. They're the cutting edge on research and development, safety and security for the entire nation. The Technical Center is a one-stop shop for the best and brightest to research, develop, demonstrate, and validate new aviation technologies and data sources. Just down the road, groundbreaking will soon take place on a new technology park on the grounds of the FAA that will allow private companies to leverage Technical Center resources and expertise, something we think will be a great advantage to all. This exciting project will greatly benefit the mission of the Technical Center and the nation as a whole. We all know that innovation and change involves challenges. As the subcommittee is charged with ensuring the safety of aviation, we must take care that the innovation in airspace is achieved while ensuring the continued safety of that airspace. I look forward for hearing from our panel today about how Congress can enable continued innovation ensure aviation safety, and build a 21st century aviation infrastructure supporting both important goals. Before recognizing Ranking Member Mr. Larson for his remarks, I'd like to ask unanimous consent that the record of today's hearing remain open until such time as our witnesses have provided answers to any questions that may be submitted to them in writing, and unanimous consent that the record remain open for 15 days for additional comments and information submitted by members or witnesses to be included in the record of today's hearing. Without objection, so ordered. Now I'd like to yield to Mr. Larson for any remarks he may make.